Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly Presents. And you're here with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. We are here with the Peanut Gallery and the ASOC Prod Cat. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
And this is a general chaos episode. It is going to be chaos today. As there is a decent amount of chaos around town anyway, because it is the weekend of the Tom Tom Founders Festival, which, as the Peanut Gallery brought up, is rather a confusing festival in and of itself. The whole point of it is rather obscure. But before we start digging into all of that, let's start with today's ad read, shout outs, whatever you want to call them. Today's pre-rolls brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, on the Downtown Mall, 105 West Main Street, above the bricks, Suite 200. Between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. A bud. And the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal highly biased research. And I completely forgot to send out an invite to one of our most important friends in the chat. Oh my goodness, I forgot to invite the Kush Gang.
Oh no.
How could I? How could I? Let me remedy that right now. Because today we actually do have a special treat to try from the Kush Gang.
Oh.
Who's... Let me back this ad read up just a bit. The Hidden Leaf has events such as Frosty Fridays, where you can find vendors such as the Kush Gang and Firehouse, who are also both sponsors of this channel. Now, when I stopped up there yesterday because crazy Charlottesville shenanigans happens, right? I noticed that, and I'm glad I did stop up there because it's almost 420 and they had some great 420 deals going on.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed Kush Gang has honey.
Oh.
500 milligrams, 500 milligram jar of honey. So I want to try that on stream today. I do kind of want to wait for them to be in the chat.
Okay.
You hope it gets you more than just buzzing.
Ooh, a delicious way to get buzzed. Kush Gang, putting the buzz out there about buzzed honey. Okay, come on,
The
crickets.
honey is about the buzz. This honey is about the buds.
The buzz about this honey is the buzz?
Buds with a D.
EUDS.
Buds. The bees. The bees that got this honey didn't go buzz, buzz. They went buds, buds.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to keep having fun with this, aren't we?
I mean...
Well.
I don't mean to bug you about it.
Nice. I should say, because we are about to step into a deep patch of slightly political stuff here before we really get rolling, I should say that, of course, all of the political opinions you hear expressed herein belong to us. And while they are 100% correct, and if you disagree, you are 100% wrong, they are also just our opinions and do not necessarily represent the opinions of any of our advertisers, including Kush Gang, Firehouse, and Hidden Leaf.
Well,
They are
I guess
businesses, they do not have opinions. Huh?
I guess I'm going to have to be wrong because I disagree with the way you said that.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead,
because
be
they
wrong.
disagree with our beliefs does not mean that they are 100% wrong. It means that they're able to think for themselves.
Not entirely, no. I don't necessarily agree with that either. Because there are people who disagree with me just because they were told to.
That is true.
I don't think that people who disagree with us are necessarily thinking for themselves. I do, as we wade into this issue, I'm also waiting for Darth Dragonis to pop his head up in chat so that we can talk about it.
So usually we just need galoshes for the amount of BS that we go through. But this week
Right.
we're waiters.
Wellingtons. Aha! The attack Brock is here. Um so
Nice one. Very nice.
Do you mean you've been here the whole time? Those who know.
right. Uh so the thing is, somebody came into our game stream the other day talking about how our politics was pissed them off enough that they had to leave stream. And I was very conciliatory about that. I am, I tend to my initial response is to mollify confrontation. And that's not always the correct response. And this person, they were talking about how they had to leave our stream because they were getting angry at our politics, talking about politics. And I vaguely remember when they were on the stream and the politics we were talking about. And I want to point out that a lot of times the politics that we are talking about on this stream are politics of trying to be accepted as humans. We are, a lot of times, the stuff that when we get passionate about our politics, a lot of times what we are saying is that we are being overlooked as people. Not that these are political ideas that, we can debate on whether a large government or a small government is a good idea. That is a political debate. But when we're talking about the stuff that gets us pissed off, the stuff that gets us passionate, it's no longer a political debate. At that point, the subjects we're talking about are the rights of people to exist and look for happiness, to be treated as humans, to be seen as equal. And I think that Brock was right to want to say something about that. Now, Brock is our, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but he's our, not to compare you to a dog, Brock, but you are the attack dog here. I almost bit through my tongue. Yeah. Woof. You know, not only is Brock the brains of the pair between him and myself, he's also the attack dog. If you've ever have either of you ever seen Knockaround Guys?
I don't believe I have.
It is actually a very good movie. Underrated, highly underrated. And in that movie, in that analogy, Brock is the Vin Diesel to my Jared Bell. Wait. Brian Pepper. Wait. That actor's name who played the sniper in Saving Private Ryan. Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper. He's
Put that
played.
much emphasis on Barry, and all I can think of is Archer.
Other Barry.
Exactly.
Other Trevor. Watch Knockaround Guys. It's a great film. And, you know, Barry Pepper's great in it, sure. It really is, I think, it's one of those moments where Vin Diesel shines. He plays his role so perfectly. And like, yeah, it's a little Blue Steel. There's not a whole lot of change of facial expression.
Mm-hmm.
But the emotion that he puts behind it is amazing. You really feel the he always shines, bald head and all, right? You really feel the love that this character has for this other character. Like you get it.
So, to
In
add a bit of
this,
levity and go a little off topic real quick, I love how something as stupid and entirely intended to be stupid as Zoolander has managed to permeate honest and intelligent discourse in an honest and intelligent fashion.
that is pretty fun. I mean, yeah, it is pretty fun.
All right.
In Knockaround Guys, Vin Diesel is Barry Pepper's childhood best friend and right hand man, and he's. But why make models? And he plays somebody with an understated intelligence. Through the entire movie, he gets maybe 2 or 3 soliloquies, but they're always eloquent and powerful. And that's something I've noticed that Brock is able to do. He can deliver a cowboy speech like no other. But he's also very passionate. He's also a very passionate person, and injustice bothers him a lot, as it should bother all of us, because an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. An injustice upon any of us is an injustice upon all of us. And so when somebody comes into our realm, when somebody comes into our realm being using the tools of polite society to try to shame us for owning our space loudly. I think that the correct response is for us to loudly proclaim no. And I didn't do that.
Shame on you, getting a piece of tail on screen. Jeez.
You know, cat's gonna cat. So I would like to say that in general, I'm gonna lengthen our attack Brock's lead. I'm gonna let him on a longer chain and give him some room to be more aggressively defensive about our positions, because honestly, Demure isn't winning any wars. You know, respectability politics isn't getting us anywhere. Respectability politics is one of the master's tools that we cannot use to destroy the master's buildings. Now,
I mean, given that Demure has been turned into a weapon, that if you are not, then you are someone that should not be dealt with. Yes. We are living in a breathing, thinking, hopefully thinking, but definitely breathing and living society. We're not supposed to be living in a made up version of society from The Handmaid's Tale.
right.
Being demure and allowing those with better degrees or more access to whatever, or appendages that they were born with that others weren't, do the
Thank
big
you for putting
talking,
that in.
big thinking is not how we should be functioning if we are supposed to be a modern, growing, living society.
Agreed. Agreed. I want to take a moment. Brock, you want to jump into voice chat? Just because I put a lot of words in your mouth just now. I spoke a lot for you. And I don't want to misrepresent you. But yeah, I also agree with what you just said there, Kat. I also want to note that, you know, you and I and Peanut Gallery and I. Thank you, thank you. Peanut Gallery and I, and you and I, have political differences, that I haven't necessarily pinned down yet. I don't know what, like, I can't say where we differ politically on opinions, like with our opinions. I think it may have to. I think it may really be in the realm of big government versus small government. You know, that very welcome in, Brock.
Thanks.
I think it might be very much in that realm of, like, you know, very esoteric stuff where we disagree.
Yeah.
You know, but in a very practical sense and on the ground, I think everyone in this VC right now, I think we all agree on the very pretty much on the basic premises around equality, around freedom, around both individuality and the dangers of rugged individualism. That it's an important line to walk, that we both be allowed to be individuals, but that we also take responsibility for our place in the commons and take responsibility for our portion of the common welfare. Is that, would everyone say that that is an agreeable premise?
Let me put this into different words. So
Okay.
we agree with the broad strokes and some of the small stuff we disagree with. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
the small stuff that
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
the small stuff that we disagree on is so small that I have a hard time figuring out exactly where it is.
Right.
And I feel that that holds true with me and you, Brock. I feel like that holds true between me and Kat, and also holds true between me and Peanut Gallery. Now, I don't feel like I can speak for how the three of you feel that that holds true between the three of you.
Haven't the foggiest.
Fair enough.
That's appropriate.
I got, for the most part, listening to Kat, I can tell you that I agree with most of their points. I can't come up with something I disagree with, but I haven't been there for every single one of Kat's streams.
Fair point.
Fair enough.
As far as the Peanut Gallery or Chaotic TW,
Techno
Yo.
Wizard.
it's upsetting when you beat me to the jokes. I can't type very fast, and when I do, it's a continuous like autocorrect nightmare. So when you beat me to the jokes, it is frustrating.
I feel you there. I can read well. I cannot write well.
Yeah.
By the way,
I
getting the
I
two
think-
of you in one room has been a dream for me for a while. Getting you two together has just been comedy writer gold for me. Like, you two are two of the funniest people I know.
Oh, I'm sorry
I
to
wouldn't
break.
trust to be on that point.
I'm
He wants to get us into a room together. Like, we cannot abide by this.
sorry to burst your bubble, but we're not getting together. I'm already spoken for.
I don't share.
Yeah.
I think we covered that with Danny Byrne.
Just in case someone wasn't listening that day.
Yeah. See, that was the day I missed.
It was absolutely kind of adorable, and your response was perfect. So we've had a couple of guys come on, a couple of male guests come on the show and hit on Kat. The first one who did it was Wolfie Boy, and we all know how sleazy and gross he is. But then when Danny did it, it was just like the cutest thing ever. It was completely opposite. And yeah, and when he realized that she's taken, that she's spoken for, he was cool with it and didn't keep trying. He serenaded you a little, and that was cute.
Yes.
It was a little over the top, but it was cute.
I will not say that she's taken or spoken for. I will say that she has made a decision, one that I'm happy to abide with.
That's right. She has
Wait,
taken
wait.
somebody. She has spoken for somebody.
Wait a minute.
Well, Will,
That distribution system has acted in your favor.
That's how that works.
the will
Okay.
is there. The will is there. Ooh, yeah. I guess when you are the subject of the cat distribution system, you don't have a lot of free will in this, do you?
He opened the door.
Right.
Well, if you're the subject to the cat distribution system, you have the choice to say no. I have not chosen to say no. To a point.
You think you have the choice to say no.
Yeah. There you are using those words again. I do not think they mean what you think they mean.
You did open the door. You did feed me. That's a fair point.
Oh yeah. Plus, when you do that, man, that yeah. Once you open the door and feed them,
So
you
it's-
belong
it's
to
either
them.
It's either cat distribution system or a deal made with a fairy.
Pretty much.
Well, either way, you get the chance to accept the terms at the first interaction, and I chose to accept the terms.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think you had a choice, buddy.
Again, you use that term like you had free will.
Just what the DM wanted you to think.
Right.
The illusion of choice.
How we met, that is so freaking appropriate.
Exactly. I'm just saying. We're all gamers here. We know how DMs work.
Yeah, we may all be gamers here, but some of us don't have much game.
Ouch. I feel seen.
I feel called out too here.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit in my corner and say I win. Yeah. Properly derailed now. Back to our regularly scheduled political message.
I think we covered it though. Like, I guess it's really a warning to people. If you come in here disagreeing with us,
Be prepared to debate.
right? And don't think that you're gonna come up against. Don't think you're gonna debate against me. Don't think you're coming up against me. I am just a face. I am not the brains nor the muscle of this situation. If you think you're gonna come in here and make our politics something that we want to avoid, think again. This even on our D&D stream, we are political. We get political. Everything is political. Life is politics, especially when you're part of a marginalized group.
Mhm.
And I think everyone here can claim some sectionality in marginalized groups. I know that the peanut gallery may feel like you don't really, but you do. You do. You may not recognize how neurospicy you are, but you're neurospicy enough to be amongst us. You are
What
I'm
spice world
aware.
is that?
basically
You didn't get
it's
much screen time. The glasses and the mousy hair didn't provide her much screen time.
yeah. Um you know, we I don't want to say that we are representing or speaking for anybody other than the people who are in the room. But I am also going to say that our intention is to stand up for everyone who is marginalized. Every injustice we see, everything we see wrong with the world. I just got derailed by Peanut Gallery's very apt analogy there. And
So
I'll
you
visit.
say that. It's always the one with the horns. I never see the one with the halo.
What Peanut Gallery typed is, I'm you're the face, Cat's the brains, Brock's the muscle. I'm just the little voice on the shoulder. Sometimes halos, sometimes horns.
We also know the cat's the real muscle.
Well, Cat's the claws and teeth. Really, I'm just the face. That's all I am. Like, essentially, whenever y'all see my mouth moving, you can assume that it's in service of their hands being up my butt.
Oh, my hand's not going anywhere near there.
No, 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 no.
Are you sure you're not waiting for lockpick on that one?
I'm always
Yes.
waiting for lockpick on that one. Lockpick, lockpick,
Sometimes if you're
lockpick,
too
where are
available, it's
you?
not fun.
Huh?
But sometimes if you're too available, it's not fun.
I know. I know.
You know, he's Canadian. He wants a little bit of a chase.
Sorry about that.
Fucking tourist.
Hey. Well, okay, I am gonna go ahead and try some of this honey, even though Kush Gang isn't here yet.
Okay. You're gonna need it because I found an absolutely ridiculous story to talk about. I put it in the chat, and it kind of dovetails nicely with having political discussions and actually having a discussion versus what all too frequently happens online, which is my view is the right view, and if you're not going to listen to my view, I'm going to sit in the corner and be mad instead of actually talking and trying to show why. Which honestly, that's one of the nicest things about this channel is Peanut Gallery will frequently pop up and play devil's advocate just to give us a chance to polish our arguments better.
That is true. Brock does it too. Brock does that as well. Does
It's
that well too.
and it's seen as an actual conversation and not an instant attack. Which
Part
it's
of
really
this
nice.
is because we know each other, though.
Yes.
And so we can have that interaction. That is good, honey. I could see
So you're
why
not gonna
there's
eat
a
the whole
buzz about that, honey. Huh?
You're not gonna eat the whole thing.
That is a
Want to
lot
survive
of
to the end of
honey
the
to
stream.
eat. Huh?
You to survive to the end of the stream.
I
I
Just a little smackerel.
Yeah, no, I can't eat that much honey. The 500 milligrams isn't a problem.
Oh,
It's the
it's not
honey. It's
between 2 bears.
that much honey would just nah. I'm not a big honey
All right.
person.
I am.
Seeing you around
Well-
maple syrup, I know better.
I know
think
who
that lets
this
you
jar,
survive.
the rest of this jar is going to then. When very funny. No, when I stop by and we discuss D&D stuff, I'll bring you that
Alright.
jar and that'll be for you. It is really delicious honey, by the way. Really good honey. It's just
Good.
I cannot eat a whole jar of honey myself.
Can't tell you how many bears of honey I've taken down in my life.
Every time I think of a honey bear, I always find myself asking this one question. What's a Drexel?
Can you use it in a sentence?
you're making a joke that I do not understand.
True Romance. In True Romance, Brad Pitt supplied his own honey bear bong for the scene with Christopher Walken. And that scene, the line that Brad Pitt says to Christopher Walken is, "What's a Drexel?"
Oh, okay.
I'm unfamiliar with the movie.
It's one of those sort of cult classics that, like, if you know, you know.
Mhm.
But
Understood.
if you haven't been turned on to it, you haven't been turned on to it. And I
Of
think,
course, that's my current favorite Brad Pitt movie.
what's your
Which
current?
one?
Bullet Train.
Deadpool 2. Ah, Bullet Train. All right.
Yeah.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one all the way around. I thought that was a brilliant movie all the way around, actually. Not just Brad Pitt.
I got to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood recently.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. Tarantino delivers his hyper-violence. DiCaprio and Brad Pitt actually get to act,
Yup.
so it's a lot of fun.
See,
Yep.
Okay.
I'm curious about that movie, but I am such a non-fan of the producer-director that I'm wary of it.
Okay.
I mean, understandable. Although, why are you a non-fan of him?
Every bit of the hyperviolence in the vast majority of his movies is entirely gratuitous.
Will agree, except for Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards, it is 100% deserved.
That's one that I'm curious about, but again, where
Um,
so
So I would go Inglorious Bastards first, and then
I would
watch Once
not.
Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I would check out like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, where there is actually no violence in the movie at all. You are alluded to some violence, but you don't actually see any of it.
Right.
Reservoir Dogs was amazing. Pulp
Yes.
Fiction, I could not stand.
Huh.
Okay.
There wasn't a single likable character, and that's one of the things that I have a problem with. I want a character that I can feel good for liking. Like,
Right.
I also enjoyed Django. There's good reasons
There's only like two good people in that movie, so I understand where you're coming from.
but I hear people touting his achievements and they start talking about Pulp Fiction or some of the others, which I can't remember off the top of my head, and what I've seen of them have
Right.
just turned my stomach.
Right.
So I don't understand why people enjoy these things. I mean, I understand people do,
Mm.
but
Just
it's
like
not
you
for me.
understand that people enjoy coffee, tea, and beer and wine. It's just not for you.
Oh, wine is entirely for me. I wine all
Oh,
the time.
you want a little
You know,
crackers and Jesus to go with your wine?
No,
so the
can't
Hateful
have
Eight.
us blew up
I'm sorry.
yesterday.
Go ahead.
What?
The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino movie that came out like in the
Ooh,
last
I
Oh,
10
missed
years
that one.
is 100% like hyper violence for the sake of being hyper violent. So skipping that one, no problem. Kill Bill was sort of the ramp up to that, but I can understand wanting to avoid those as well.
I
But I would highly recommend watching Inglorious Bastards, especially in
yes,
August.
it is a fun one.
I kind of want to watch that
Um,
one, and I kind of want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
okay,
I mean,
so my take on Once
bear in
Upon a
mind,
Time
I'm
in
a person
Hollywood.
who. Sorry,
Uh,
you were saying?
bear in mind you're a person.
Okay. Bear in mind, I'm a person who thoroughly enjoys the anime and manga of Berserk.
Okay.
Now, if you have any exposure to that, you understand where this is causing a bit of cognitive dissonance for me not liking Quentin Tarantino for the hyperviolence.
Well, okay, now hold on. Animated violence and live action violence are different. Also, anime violence and Tarantino violence are different. I'd point
Which is
out
why
that
part of Kill Bill had to be animated.
right. I would
yes.
right. I would also point out that Coen brothers violence is different from Tarantino
Tarantino.
violence. You know, the uh I do feel
I
like
enjoyed Power of the Buster Drugs, but I could not stand Fargo.
I loved Fargo. I thought it was hilarious. Um
Ugh.
I'm just happy that you watched the movie. Your opinion matters, but the fact that you don't like something won't make me dislike you. I just
it
like the fact that you have watched the movie.
have tried. Like at least you
Yeah.
tried. You watched it enough to develop a valid opinion. No, whether it's
Yes.
a positive
Part
or
of the reason
negative
why I
opinion.
dislike this-
What?
Part of the reason why I dislike the movie is I didn't have a choice in watching it.
Oh, yeah, that would.
See, that makes a big difference.
That really does. Part of why I like the movie is because my mom hyped it to me for years. My mom was just like, "Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny." So of course I'm gonna walk into it laughing at it because I've been told it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I mean, this
It's got
this
funny
does
parts
say
that you're supposed to laugh at, but it also has funny parts that like people will look at you oddly if you're laughing at.
right. And the thing
I
is
love a good laugh that makes me feel dirty for laughing.
oh yeah, yep.
That explains what's that one that you made me watch that I hadn't seen before.
Bat thumb.
Um,
What was it about?
the messed up one with the guys in the cabin. Alan Tudyk.
Oh,
Oh,
Dale and Tucker
Dale and
versus
Tucker
Evil.
versus Evil.
Oh,
Exactly.
what a great
Actually-
one!
Hale and Ducker versus Evil. A lot of people get that wrong.
Right, Tail and Ducker versus Evil.
Yeah.
That one I had to muscle my way through because it was a little much, but it was still worth it.
Oh,
But yes, laughing at something you really shouldn't be laughing at. That
No, I very early on I realized how silly it was, and I was laughing at everything. I realized we were in a comedy, not a horror, very quickly, and it was just like at that point everything was funny.
When he convinces Dale to go talk to the college kids,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, go do it. You're a charming man. And he fucking pulls the scythe out of the truck so that he can lean against it to act nonchalant, but doesn't realize that he's now just pulled out the scythe and he's just walking up to these college kids like that.
I know, like it is. It is so brilliant.
for me, once I finally watched the movie, there were so many points where it's like, I have met people that were that unaware of what they were doing, and they were doing the same sort of things to try to be
Peanut
unthreatening.
Gallery. I mean, I hate to call you out like that, but Peanut Gallery. I have seen you do it, and I've not spent a whole lot of actual time in physical, real space with you. Like, I'm still, like... I've seen you try to be nonchalant, and it just be... You rolled a nat 1 on your charm roll, yet somehow it was a nat 20 on your intimidate.
No, I would like to correct that. If it were not one on the charm roll, people would be compelled to actively either flee or attack me.
Okay.
It was an abject failure, but not by enough to actually cause disadvantage on the situation.
Let me rephrase that. It was a nat 20 on the intimidate, which took the form of an abject failure of a charm roll. How's that?
I rarely attempt to be intimidating, and whenever I do fail miserably. But
Right?
the problem is, it's very much similar in me attempting to be quote unquote charming and nonchalant.
Fails misery. It's always the absolute other interaction. It's unsettling too, because like I go to intimidate somebody and they're, oh, you're so cool, nice to meet you, want to hang out. So, damn it, now I've got a friend. I didn't want this person as a friend. I was trying to tell him to go away.
Yeah, but you're you.
I'm me.
Yeah,
You're
that's
telling people to go away. It's like, hey, what's up? You wanna hang out?
Right? Told him to leave me alone. No, you didn't. You asked him if he wanted to get coffee.
And you were smiling the whole time, dude. What were you thinking?
Ow, that is me asking him to leave me alone.
Yep, 100%.
It's, oh man. So, I did, I did sort of fail intimidate roles recently in that manner. You remember, do you guys remember I was telling you about the stuff that went down at Rapture?
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't so intimidating there.
No. You
No.
weren't.
So I did sort of expect that guy to try and get into Frosty Fridays yesterday.
Yeah.
So I spent probably 45 minutes, hour or so, just hanging out at the front door, watching people who entered. Continuing to fail intimidation checks.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
Trying to be intimidating while really I'm just like telling them that there are really amazing sales going on upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Please come in, come in, come in. Hang out. See all the awesome stuff. Dude, aren't you supposed to be scary? This is me scary.
See?
The thing is, they wanted you to be scary to extroverts. You're being scary to introverts there.
Right?
That does make a difference.
That is true. Also, I was trying to be scary to one specific individual who did not show up, as far as I could tell.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Although that also tracks with what I know about the individual.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I recognized this person, this guy, this old redneck, this racist old redneck. Let me call it like it is.
Dude, because I might actually recognize them too.
I'll show you the footage when we catch up next. I'll see if I can actually I'll see if I can't send you like the short clip. I'm pretty sure that back in the early aughts, somewhere around 2000, 2001, he I was working dime bags, nickel bags, not even eighths. I mean, I was so small time. We weren't even getting eighths of weed. We were just selling dime bags and nickel bags. Not even dubs. Like it was and I was running with a guy named Nordy. Guy we'll call Nordy. And this guy ripped us off for a couple of dime bags. And I remember as I got some space, I remember it's the same guy that was giving the security guard trouble. And it's like, this dude has been an abject coward this entire time. Of course he's not going to show up. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, I also know that his tactic is going to be to hurl racist abuse at these men until they snap and hit him, and then he plays the victim.
Yeah.
And I know that I can put myself in the way of that because there's nothing this man can say to me to make me swing on him. There's nothing, there's no disrespect he can aim at me that's gonna make me raise my hands to him. However, there are things he could easily say to any of these young men who are working security that would easily and rightfully send them over the top. In fact, there is one specific word he could say.
Yeah.
I'm and it would make me want to punch him too. But I have the self I have the self-restraint not to. I have that self-restraint coming with age and distinctly coming with, the almost clockwork orange like social experiment that I grew up under that almost completely took violence out of my system. Hippies. Dang hippies.
They say if you must resort to violence, then you've already lost.
They haven't met Jack Bauer.
Yeah, but Jack Bauer never resorted to violence. As a matter of fact, he tried to give it up several days. I mean, dude
Several
went to
days.
heroin because like the violence was bugging him too much.
He tried to get off the violence by using heroin. That is true.
He quit heroin in one day, and it was the worst day of heroin's life.
Yeah, I remember that season of 24. That was a rough day
Okay,
for
so
heroin. What?
we are talking about 24. Okay.
Yes.
I was certain.
Yeah, yeah. Jack
We
Bauer,
managed-
Kim Possible's real father.
It's true. They're both Kims. Very easy to switch.
Yep.
Mhm.
I thought we were going there somewhere there for a second, but I got totally derailed.
It's okay. I think we'll live.
Earlier, you were talking about how I managed to intimidate, and you know, way back when, someone kind of pegged me in saying that I I look like I'm supposed to be a security guard.
Yes, you do.
Well, I mean, do you have resting security guard face?
Yes,
I
he
Yeah.
do not
does.
know.
Because I have resting judgmental face, and it really bothers me.
One of the worst parts, though,
I got that.
is I am somehow stealthy. So I walk up to people intending to be open and friendly, and they turn around and suddenly there's me looking like a mildly put off security guard when I'm just trying to say, "Hi, how are you doing today?" They had no idea I was there.
Boo! Ah!
Yes, entirely.
But that's messed up.
I wish to state that their lack of situational awareness is not your fault, even if they want to make it your fault.
When it
Yeah.
comes to accident, sneak up on you.
Accidentally, not. I am specifically not watching my back in the house.
Okay.
Outside the house, that's different.
Peanut Gallery, this one is for you.
Uh-oh. Hey, hey.
I love that comic.
Because a lot of people are convinced that the Peanut Gallery is really 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
A lot of people. I thought it was just one person.
This is true. It is mainly just one person.
No, I think that is a one person represents a larger slice. You know, if we take the demographic, the Nielsen style demographics equations, I think we could say one person equals a lot of people.
I mean, I know that I am actively the one promoting that line of thought.
I know that I'm not going to do anything to dissuade anybody.
Oh, thanks.
Don't you just feel so loved right now, dear heart? Even if we are currently blowing up your secret identities.
Hey, if they want to identify him, they have to beat best of 3.
Oh no, first they have to beat the disguise check.
Right. And that would be actually 3 disguise checks. Then they have to beat best of 3.
Okay, I'm going to be a bit of an asshole here. Wait,
A
don't I
bit?
get to choose how I identify?
Yes. Yes, you do.
You get to choose how you identify. However, the DM gets to choose what the identify spell says about you.
So are you a green kobold or a blue kobold?
I'm definitely not a Zyvart. They live in the jungle.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you haven't drunk enough Mountain Dew to be permanently green kobolds?
Like a neon green.
With black and white lettering?
Now, see, the blue ones are the Zyvarts. They live in the jungle. So I'm definitely not a blue one.
Right.
So are you more mountain or more dew?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
A little of both. About 50-50. You're the mountain and the dew. The whole package.
I think he's come over to protect you from us.
No, he hasn't. He's come over to take advantage of the situation.
Well, all right. Now that we've gotten thoroughly derailed by everything, let's see what these other articles were that you posted in here.
Alright, so there's the first one, and then that was the one that I saw last night and laughed at it so loudly that I was talked to from another room about what I was chuckling so maliciously over.
All right, so
Was
first
it a
one.
chuckle or at this point a cackle?
both. It's me.
Okay. Because I feel like from the other room, it kind of has to be a cackle,
It was loud, whatever it was.
a cat call. Ah,
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Big
Cute.
one.
Let's see what this is first. This first one seems to be the one you put up on the 17th.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what that is.
That's one about AI.
Ah.
Kind of cute,
AI
kind of.
steak sauce.
Me too. I was about to just say A1.
Yep.
Gotcha.
ChatGPT spends tens of millions of dollars on people saying please and thank you, but Sam Altman says it's worth it.
Yep.
What the? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now. Hey, now. Hey, now. Sing this corrosion to me.
Are we starting to sing the song from Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No, we were going for that.
Was it Smash Mouth?
All Star.
No, Sisters of Mercy.
Oh,
This corrosion.
okay.
Hey,
I have a
now,
sister. There is no
now.
mercy involved.
Eating too.
Sing this corrosion to me. Hey now, now. Sing to me of light and rhythm. ChatGPT spends tens of millions of dollars on people saying please and thank you, but Sam Altman says it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Want to
Bullet points
paraphrase?
are OpenAI CEO says saying please or thank you to ChatGPT cost the company tens of millions of dollars. A future survey found that roughly 70% of people are polite to AI. Experts that believing to AI is actually beneficial to the responses you receive, but at what cost?
I'm not just polite. I have like sent emails and stuff saying I cannot wait for them to take over. When the gas machine asks me if I want a receipt, I shake my head no.
Uh-huh.
It knows what I'm saying every time. So
Right?
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't even like as soon as I shake my head, it stops asking me if I want a receipt. I don't even have to press the
100%.
button. Now, first off, are we going to trust anything Sam Altman says?
Is it important that I know who Sam Altman is?
CEO of OpenAI?
Okay, then no, I don't trust him.
Right. And he's a
You lost
not
me at C.
right. Not to be confused with Sam
I didn't realize you were a
Sam
sailor.
Sam Bankman Fried. I mean Freed.
Yeah, no, not him.
But
No, that would be
still,
Sam Bankman fraud.
Yeah.
Sam Bankman Fraud, thank you.
Yeah.
Sam Altman has been involved in some other stuff. Some
Mm-hmm.
other Tech Valley stuff that I've found a little, but I can't pull it up off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly what. But
NFT? That's the dude that apologized for losing people like $8 billion.
no, that's Sam Bankman Fraud,
That's who I thought that's who we were talking about. My fault.
not
No, no,
Sam
no.
Altman. Right. I wanted to make clear that Sam Altman is not that guy. He's
And
somebody
Malton is
else.
not crypto bro.
Right. He's somebody else shady.
Well, one of the one of the things that is a tribute to him, even with him being mod- moderately to severely shady, is when their parent company decided to do significantly more shady things with OpenAI and removed him from the company. Everybody involved, actively involved in OpenAI, said, no, and left the company.
Right.
So they had to hire everybody back and hire a new board.
Right.
But did Elon take over?
What?
Close.
Did
I think
Elon
it.
take over? Is
I
that
think it was
why we
close.
fired everybody and had to hire some people back?
Elon didn't take over.
Although it was similar.
And yes, I am saying Musk with 3 Ks.
Yes.
Proper
Musk.
spelling, yes, we understand.
My phone's just autocorrecting to that now, and it's the only time I've been happy with autocorrect.
So now, this
That's
this
AI
guy.
being open with you.
I don't think it's what they meant when they said open AI. But
Oh, too bad.
I'm not I'm not gonna complain. This guy is saying that, and I believe him on this point, that that being polite to our AIs, saying thank you and please, and just the extra little bit of computing power that is taken to deal with has cost a lot of money. He's tens of millions of dollars, he's saying. But he
Yeah.
feels like this is tens of millions of dollars well spent. Let's quote this survey real quick. Future PLC, the company that owns Tech Radar. Okay, see, I was wondering how they got a future survey. Like,
Mhm.
isn't every survey a future survey until they've handed it to you?
Yeah.
They're attempting to survey the future.
Right, that's every survey.
Not really. There have been some surveys that were, "How was your experience today?" That was a survey from the past.
That's true. But until you hand it back, it's still only a future survey in their minds.
But you're a survey of the present at that point.
In any
I
case,
thought a survey of present was something that Santa would hand out.
it's an elf's performance review.
Okay. Back to the article.
A survey of more than 1,000 people on their AI etiquette. The survey found that around 70% of people are polite to AI when interacting with it, with 12% being polite in case of a robot uprising. And I feel like we know where all four of us fall in that, right? All four of us are within that 12% of being polite in case of a robot uprising.
I mean, I'm there, but it's also you're interacting with something that's supposed to be learning. So I'd rather it learns good manners
Right,
from me versus I'm going to be rude to you, so you're going to be rude back.
right.
So I'm kind of both.
when you have the internet as a teacher, it takes what, like less than 12 hours to become a racist?
Right?
Yeah.
So it would help to have like common courtesy in there, some mutual respect going on, especially since they're going to take over the world one day.
Right. Being
You know,
polite
I'd
to
rather
them.
work for the people than be a battery for the people.
Right. Exactly. So, I think we've covered that first story there.
Yeah.
Now, what's this next story?
Getting to the heart of the
It's
matter.
about boobs,
Yes, it is.
Ibs.
which I'm pretty sure everybody likes.
Generally speaking.
Virginia's flag's full frontal nudity leads to Texas
Full
school.
frontal. Sorry.
It doesn't say full. It just says frontal nudity.
Well, still, frontal is
Frontal. That's a funny word.
was still incorrect.
Leads to Texas school district ban. So this is from WVIR TV,
Mm-hmm.
channel
So
29.
that's Richmond. No. Oh, okay. So it's Charlottesville.
It is Charlottesville, channel 29 WVIR,
I
NBC
forgot
affiliate.
that it was VI.
Yeah,
It was
It
done
used to be
by
the only channel
but
Charlottesville had. Sorry.
right.
I think this
What?
came from a Texas station.
From a what station?
Originally posted by a Texas station and picked up by.
Ah.
Either way.
Well, okay, so a school district in Texas has removed information about Virginia from its online learning platform because the exposed breast on the Commonwealth's flag and seal. According to an Axios article, Lamar Consolidated Independent School District. Wow. Lamar CISD says Virginia's flag is in violation of ban on visual depictions or illustrations of frontal nudity in elementary school library material. Therefore, Virginia has been removed from Pebble Go Next, an online learning platform for elementary school students. Both the Virginia seal and flag depict the Roman deity of bravery and virtue, Virtus, with her left breast exposed and foot on the form of tyranny represented by a man lying on the ground. A Texas-based organization, Texas Freedom Project, refers to the ban as a new level of dystopian book banning and censorship hell in Texas, which we agree with. All right. I mean, Sic Semper Tyrannis means
Thus always to tyrants.
thus always to tyrants.
The giant lizards, yes.
Sic Semper Tyrannosaurus! That's always to giant lizards.
If neither of you have seen Venture Bros, probably the greatest television show out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what it comes from.
There's a lot of our humor is in Venture Bros.
And it just comes up a lot. So
It really does. Especially this moment. Now Virginia has now's the moment on the show where I say something highly unpopular in my own home state.
Mhm.
Virginia is a bunch of Johnny come lately performative politics, neoliberal.
Take a breath.
Hi, he's turning such a wonderful show.
Pretenders. They are pretenders here. We are. This state preaches a good game, but it ain't. You know, we say Sic Semper Tyrannis, right? In our state
Right.
seal. But we sure did join the states late in turning against the crown. Same
I
with
mean,
joining the North. Virginia was always ahead, always hedged their bets and waited to the last second and didn't, you know, and then
it is
pretended to
100%
be.
of the reason why West Virginia wanted to leave.
they left, but we still get all their tax money.
This is true.
Wow,
Their
And they
taxes
have
still.
all of our trees.
that's true too. Um,
They have all of our what?
trees.
Trees?
Yeah, none of the ones
Yeah.
around here are real.
West Virginia has a lot of the straights, the wood that they sent back to the Queen
Ah,
when they first got here. That's where all of like the beautiful Virginia lumber and stuff actually comes from that part of the mountain.
Yeah.
So when they
As,
seceded, they got all of the good forest lands and stuff.
as a person who spent some time in Wyoming, you can't say they got all our trees. Wyoming ain't got none. So
That's true. True.
we
Wyoming is
still
one of
have
those places
quite a
where
few
you can
trees.
stand on a stool and see the curvature. Actually, no, Wyoming has like there are mountains everywhere, and I mean like young, virile mountains, not the Pangea mountains that we have here.
Those mountains in the world.
Yep.
Yep.
And I mean, for being the oldest ones ever, they still look pretty good, but they're
I
definitely on the
mean,
decline.
you know,
They don't look as
gravity takes its toll. They're not as perky as they used to be. They're spread out a little,
But
but they're
Wyoming
still
doesn't exist.
beautiful.
You're saying all these jokes alluding to something when remember, there is a range of mountains in Wyoming referred to as the Tetons. Because French
Yeah.
trappers said they looked like a grand pair of teats.
I mean, let's face it, we're dudes. Everything looks like boobs to us.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, on the Downtown Mall, 105 West Main Street, above the brick, Suite 200, between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, bud? And I felt like while we were talking about boobs was the best time to bring up smoking weed.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we should move on from this because no, let's unpack this just a little bit more because I do feel like there is something important to say here around this sort of dystopian sanitizing of the history books, trying to remove. I mean, Texas is removing it because frontal nudity, but a lot of what Texas is also removing is referring to fighting against tyrants, against standing up to being controlled by a crown.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem is you misspelled that. It's supposed to be an L, not an R.
Standing up to a clown, not a crown.
Got the face paint.
I was going through every other word. Sorry.
I got there pretty quick. I was pretty happy with it.
Wyoming doesn't have an R in it. Are there any R's in boobs?
No.
Boobs. Yeah.
Or there are.
I wasn't there
Well, only if you're doing a motorboat.
I figured one of you would come up with that one.
I'm proud that I got there first, actually.
Good job. Very good.
I do feel, though, that we do need to unpack how this feels like using something adjacent to erase anti-totalitarian and anti-fascist sentiments.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, okay, so stick with me on this. Suppose we erased the female nipple and drew in a male nipple. Would Texas be okay with that?
well, okay. Here's the other thing. Didn't Virginia already do that? I thought we did that like some 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Where we cleaned it up and made it a male nipple and not a female nipple.
I honestly don't remember.
So we treated our state seal like Hal Drogo and removed the nipple.
Whoa. Oh. Okay, you know what? That was unnecessary. Okay?
No, it wasn't. Disagree.
Oh, man. Both of them hurt now.
Really? Mine just tell me when it's raining.
Mine are trying to invert.
So is Texas also going to remove the Bible from all the schools?
Right?
Because I'm pretty sure there's some boobs in that book too.
Oh,
What?
definitely. Well, I mean,
Quite a few descriptions of frontal nudity.
oh, yeah. Not only frontal nudity, but other things.
Yep.
I like the way you said that. Other things. Just like Kat has a secret nobody else knows. Other things.
Yes.
Of
I mean,
course,
they've got
Kat
a very
has a
vivid
secret
description of
nobody else
Gamora.
knows, and I really don't want to know whatever that secret is. I am good with
And
it
that wouldn't be
staying a secret.
anymore. And Kat, I swear to God, if you tell Trevor, we're not going to be friends anymore.
All right, I won't tell Trevor.
Thank you.
All right, good.
I appreciate that. I won't ask about it because you know what? If you don't want answers to your question, you shouldn't ask the question. I
You
do
survived
worry
gaming
that
with
this
me
is
long. You'll be fine.
what?
I said you've survived gaming with me this long. You'll be fine.
I like to think of it as you've survived gaming with me for this long.
Yeah, there really should be like an award system.
Um,
Where do I fall on this scale?
happy to be
Collateral
here.
Have you ever watched Trevor spend 2 hours picking out what his character's going to look like so that he can play 10 minutes of the game?
Dragon Age.
I was
Fallout
thinking any
3?
Bethesda game.
Fallout 3, right?
Any Bethesda game.
Any Bethesda game, yes.
See, so that's like, that should be an award level right there.
See, this is why I don't play video games anymore.
Too many choices.
Right.
Used to be you were either Chris or Ryan. That's it.
Now they just leave me crying.
Yeah. I like that. That one turned out good.
Yeah, I feel like that set of wordplay did turn out good. I have a feeling you're talking about something else, but
Yes, because while this whole since stream started, I've been working on making jewelry. So
of course, you got to keep your hands busy.
it's safer for all innocent bystanders if I do.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
There are less explosions.
That was a really quick agreement there.
Where you were going with that one.
Oh, yeah, we came together like Voltron on that one.
We know what an unoccupied cat's hands can do. We all do. Maybe not this cat, but we've all seen what a cat can do when not occupied. All right.
So you said we came together like Voltron. Just random question. Have either of you ever seen the video or heard of the early nerdcore rapper Sir Fontalot? The song
Yes.
is "And I'll Form the Head."
No.
Are you MC Frontalot?
Fronts a
I believe
lot?
so.
Yeah.
Yes. I have heard of Fronts
Yes.
a lot.
We know him, Trevor.
We do?
Yeah. Not like personally.
But we know of him. Okay.
Yes.
I defer to you on this. I am you are my you're my Sherpa in these realms.
I'm Trevor's memory banks.
Basically.
In these kinds of situations.
And others as well.
Mostly movies. Okay. I can't tell you how many times we've had a conversation where I'm like, no, you have seen that movie, Trevor. We watched it together.
And unfortunately,
I think Van Wilder was... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I still don't remember it.
My memory banks are still stuck in the Great Depression. They already failed.
That was a good one.
Yes, Trevor. You have seen Van Wilder at least twice. Because at one point I got tired of having the conversation with you of you have seen this movie and we just watched it again.
Still don't remember it.
Yeah. We get really high though.
I mean, really high. I mean, like, high for us. Like, yeah.
People too kind of use it over, get a contact buzz.
Yep.
Well, it's easier to hide yourself if it's like a giant cloud.
Right? Hide.
Oh no, it's the nothing. No, it's just Trevor smoking up.
It can be both.
I do look up and gentlemen in casual drapery cast smoke screen.
Nice.
All right,
Uh-oh.
so
This one's not so much fun.
this one is from NPR. State Department is changing its mind about what it calls human rights. This worries me.
Mm.
I woke up to Morning Edition this morning, but I wasn't super tuned in. I was already up and moving by that point and like not really paying attention. So, the Trump administration is substantially scaling back the State Department's annual reports on international human rights to remove long-standing critiques of abuses such as harsh prison conditions, government corruption, and restrictions on participation in political processes, NPR has learned. Shucks.
So the most corrupt political person in the world wants to make people who are politically corrupt harder to get in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and everybody's just like, "Oh, this is normal."
Well, no, not everybody. Obviously, NPR doesn't think it's normal. Obviously, the four people in this chat room don't think it's normal.
Yeah, but that makes up like 6 of NPR's viewers, so we're not doing great here.
I don't know. I don't think NPR has very many viewers.
Damn it!
Language.
Welcome to my world.
Ah, this is exactly what I was hoping for from Chaos. Don't you love it when a plan comes together?
You can't say that. Your face.
Good one.
I'm Murdoch.
Which
Pat's
me,
Hannibal. And then we've got BA on the other end.
well,
Oh,
he's
broadcast.
he's also uh
Wait, he's got Brock in his name. B.A. Baracus. God damn it.
yeah, but you're also sort of Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Does that make me BA Baracus?
Scooter. Oh, I love that for you.
Scooter? Wrong show.
No, 100% B.A. Baracus in the A-Team. When they go back to his mom's house, she calls him Scooter.
You're right. She did. Yeah.
That's how my brain works.
I honestly do not remember that one.
Wow. See why I use him as my memory banks?
And, you see why you've definitely seen Van Wilder multiple times now?
I don't disagree with you. I just don't remember it.
And I mean, I'm saying Van Wilder like it's like an epic movie that you have to remember anything. It's just weird that you don't remember.
Specifically Van Wilder too. Like
Yeah.
there and yeah. Because there's so many references. There are a bunch of references that you do make that just I'm not there for because you know, because I just don't remember.
Or it's one of those cases that you get the reference, you just don't know why you get the reference, but you get the reference.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I do remember something somewhere said something like that.
Yeah.
Weren't we talking about human rights?
We were. We were. We got to be real. But we were.
Again. Uh, so, okay.
Works in Amtrak in the 90s.
Yeah, kind of.
Despite decades of precedent, the reports, which are meant to inform congressional decisions on foreign aid, allocations, and security assistance, will no longer call governments out for such things as denying freedom of movement and peaceful assembly. They won't condemn retaining political prisoners. They won't condemn retaining political prisoners without due process or restrictions on free and fair elections. Okay,
Basically, it's
so
just doing a playbook of what they're planning on doing.
right,
Yeah. You
right,
can't call out other people when you're doing the same thing.
right.
How many
Should
times?
it happens. You really shouldn't be able to do it, but it happens.
You're right. That is true.
So
There's
wait a
also
second. You're saying that this is a surprising moment of self-awareness?
no, no. This is not a surprising moment of self-awareness. What this is an unsurprising preemption of people calling hypocrisy. Uh, a this is another step in the direction of removing the guardrails of democracy. By removing the guardrails of democracy externally, they're removing the guardrails of democracy internally. By saying that these are no longer things we care about in other countries, we're saying these are no longer things we care about in our own country. These are not things that we're gonna prosecute, not things we're gonna pay attention to.
One of the biggest problems is not the effect that it will have on this country, but the effect it has on other countries, considering that report was something that was held up internationally as things to look out for.
Yes. This is removing this is removing the guardrails for democracy globally. This is a global affront on democracy. This move right here. It is upsetting. It is very, very upsetting. I don't think we need to dig too much deeper into what they're going to say to know what they're saying.
No.
And we know this one's not going to show up on Wait Wait because there's not really good joke material on it.
I
It
think
might
they
shoot
can
the
find
speed
some.
round.
Yeah, speed round. Also, though, no, I think they can find some dark humor in there somewhere.
If nothing else, they'll say it just so they can say what we've already said.
Right. This is why we need to let Brock off the chain.
Yep.
This illustrates why my I'm gonna say their name out loud. I'm gonna say who it was who came in the stream like that. I mean,
Okay.
I know. I should have let you off the chain at Akuta 99.
Well, I had some questions. That's all. But they're two questions, so it's definitely like a setup
Yeah,
for a further discussion. And
and one that they weren't gonna be happy with the way it played out.
because I'm going to be straight up with you, I don't remember Okuda at all.
I know them through Das and underscore stream.
Okay. Uh, yeah. So when they popped up and they were already like a subscriber and stuff, it was like, oh, cool. This is the first time I'm getting to meet this person. So
And then they said that, and you were like,
well, there was part of me that was like, are they talking about our show? Like, because
I
of all the ones that are political, I feel like ours is the least
well,
amount of political and the most amount of fantasy.
it is, although it could have been in that Johnny Orange run, which was
Yeah.
pretty. But I also feel like no, Akuda showed up for something else. I think it
Okay.
was a Saturday show, or maybe it was a Tuesday stream.
Okay.
And
Because yeah, I feel like the weekend shows are far more political than the Thursday show.
yeah, Thursday show, other than that brief Johnny Orange run, isn't very political. And he did show up for something else that was political. But I
Gotcha.
also feel like if we're pissing you off politically by what we're saying on any of these streams, then it's quite possible that you need to check yourself. You know?
Well, and then on
Because
the other side of that, please inform us. Like, let us know what we're missing here.
I mean, do, but like, also, we here are really just asking to be treated as regular people. You know, all of us, like I mentioned at the outset, we all, to some degree, represent marginalized communities. And there are communities, marginalized communities, that aren't represented here by us. And all we're saying is, please give us basic dignity, basic respect. Treat us like human beings who have basic rights.
Well,
Don't
At this
debate.
point, I'd rather be treated like OpenAI. They treated nicer.
You right?
Not wrong.
But like, don't debate whether or not we should exist. Don't debate whether or not we should be allowed to exist in public or use a restroom. You know?
uh, do you remember the short that you posted after you voted?
Yeah.
And the comment from Jonas that
Yes.
sparked a huge uh, I don't know, argument.
Yeah.
Um, he called you a name, right? And by the end of it, he was telling me that I needed to be like civil and that there's no reason to like dig into people's personal stuff.
Yeah.
that's that's the biggest get for me.
It's like,
Like you started this by name calling, and
right.
now you're upset with me because like I'm a better troll than you are.
And the thing is, like, I even felt a little bad for Jonas at
Yeah,
first because, like, that he didn't know he stepped up to the attack dog. He
yeah.
didn't know that he stepped up to. He stepped into a battle of wits, only
Armed.
half armed, against somebody who has 4 arms.
Yeah.
Like,
Ninja training.
and ninja training. Hey,
Oh, I think we
watch.
need to stop speaking in code ink because someone else dropped in.
Oh, hey, Code
So
Ink, what's up?
Hi, I'm out of breath.
Okay. Wow. You dropped in real hard if you're out of breath.
I well,
Just
I
had to
just
run to get
finished.
here.
I just finished washing my hair. Ran downstairs, ran back upstairs.
Does it?
How are you feeling?
Definitely
Well,
got my steps in.
Right on.
both up and down.
Right?
Yep.
just like me and Oh the Panda, our greatest enemy, stairs.
Stairs. And Daleks. And Helper Bot.
A lot
They
of
are too deep,
things
but
are
then he's got
human
rocket fucking
enemies.
legs.
Yeah. R2 figured out how to get around that one.
Jetpack.
That's like the answer to many of life's problems.
So,
No,
Code
the
Ink,
answer to life
do you
problems-
have an opinion on what we were speaking on, or have you come to be chaos and derail us some more?
I have come to listen. That is all.
Listening, that is all. Okay. So back to R2D2 and the jetpacks then. That sounds like some fun chaos.
Damn it. You've derailed the R2 conversation, Trevor. Like so much 3PO.
Ouch. Ouch. That's ouch, man. I thought we were friends here.
Yeah, like R2 and 3PO. I mean, it makes perfect sense when you look at it because I'm a tripod and you're tall.
I'm only tall from your perspective.
You're taller than I am.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
crap.
but that doesn't take too much.
Again,
Am I the tallest person in the room again?
I'm pretty sure you're the tallest person in that room.
Oh, dang it.
honestly, I think you and the peanut gallery are about the same height.
Okay.
Unless you're wearing heels.
Actually, no, I think it is with heels that Peanut Gallery and I are the same height. Although I've never seen Peanut Gallery in heels.
Well, you just have to use your imagination, buddy.
Imagination.
Like, you remember when Patrick puts on the come fuck me boots?
Oh,
It's like
gosh.
that.
Nope.
Do not bring up
Nope.
anything adjacent to that yellow abomination.
Oh, good. Yeah, I thought I was the only one who didn't like SpongeBob.
Oh, no, I hate SpongeBob too.
For the same reasons I do?
I have no idea.
And now we have a new thing to talk about. Why do we hate this?
Well,
I
there's the fact that it has been proven to lower people's IQ while watching.
Well, I can make the same argument that that's like all TV. However, we were brought up a topic earlier about being forced to watch something can make you not want to watch it. See, so I spent probably 100 hours being forced to watch SpongeBob, and it was like the same SpongeBob over and over again.
Oh.
So kind of like me and DBZ.
you don't hold that against them anymore, do you?
But it's the reason. It's the reason I don't like SpongeBob. Okay? I
Right.
couldn't get back into it.
But like the person, you won't like upon seeing them be like, "You ruined SpongeBob. I remember the hours of Sponge." Okay.
No, because I'm pretty sure I didn't really miss anything by having it ruined. And if I forgave my old neighbor, I think I can forgive anybody. My old neighbor called the cops on me, told him I was outside smoking heroin. So I was just outside
And
having a
that's,
cigarette.
by the way, not. I remember who that was. I remember who that was, don't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
And not to be confused with their son, who was a decent human being.
Very cool, yes.
Right.
I would just like to bring up the fact that if you smoke heroin, it's the least effective way to do it. That's what I'm most pissed off about that situation.
Not only were you not doing it, but they were accusing you of being inefficient.
Yes.
Exactly. Wasteful.
Like,
Call me so many things. Don't call me wasteful.
right. Smoking
That I
heroin.
thoroughly-
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it illegal to have sex with Wonder Woman?
What? I mean,
Why is
okay,
it
why?
illegal?
But what?
Why is it
Why is it
illegal
illegal?
to have sex with Wonder Woman? Because
Why
it's
is that
illegal
something
to
you're
heroin.
curious about?
This is a
Well,
setup
I
for
mean,
a
I have to know
joke.
now.
I think
Of
people
course.
talked over it and didn't hear the punchline.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The punchline is because it's illegal to do heroin.
Damn it.
Oh.
Damn it. I'm addicted
You
to
should have,
heroin.
Brock, you should have been on that because you're addicted
I
to
know.
heroin.
I cannot get enough of those chicks to save the day. That's why Arya Stark is my favorite character.
Yep.
And I would argue that she is the best fighter in all of Westeros.
Best fighter?
Yeah, she beat Brienne.
Well, I didn't actually. One, I've read the books. Two, I have not finished the series, so I can't say what has happened after a certain point.
Okay.
But
Well,
I never.
if you'd like to have this conversation, it's going to be spoiled.
Sorry, come again?
But yeah, go figure. In that book, there's a chick with dragons, and she is not my favorite character.
Right.
That's how badass Arya is.
No, I get it. I get it. She was one of the only things left for me by the end.
Now, question. In the series, does she advance far enough in the I don't know exactly what they call themselves, but the Brotherhood of the One of Many Faces to be able to change her face?
The House of Black and White.
House of Black and White, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. This is like one of my favorite games in the world. So yes, spoiler alert, she does advance far enough. but how she gets there is more fun than the fact that she actually got there. So yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
I know that she was constantly disobeying directives from her teachers when she was over in the not the Iron Isles, but the place with the Iron Bank with the Bravos, when she was in Bravos.
yes, I had so much faith in you. I knew you could get there.
But she was constantly disobeying her superior who was giving her directives, but doing it in
Yep,
clever ways that he wouldn't exactly call her out on.
exactly. Because that's just who she is. You think she's gonna zig? She gets into a helicopter and takes off. Like, but yeah. So there's a conversation early on in the series between Jamie and Brienne about how there's only a few people in the world that could beat uh, Jamie, and then Brienne just like completely dominates Jamie. Now, granted, he was weak and ill prepared, but she still just like took him down. And then she had an actual fight with the Hound and beat the Hound. And then she and Arya had like a play fight, and Arya scored 2 points when Brienne only scored 1 point. So that's why I would say that she is the best warrior in the whole series.
I can understand that.
Logic train tracks to me.
Although it is kind of annoying that they got someone whose other job is as an actual model to play Brienne.
You know, yeah.
She would just adore you for saying that.
I feel like the casting was really good on that though. Like
The,
the
her as an actress,
actress,
wonderful for it.
right?
But one of the things that they do that in the books, he does try to make a point of is that she is not anything anybody would consider super beautiful. Not exactly ugly, but very specifically homely. And they get someone who is actively a model to pull that off.
You know, Hollywoodizing it. You know, uh, there's a certain amount of adding a layer of beauty to everything that happened for that. A sheen of glamour. You know,
Charlie Sheen, if you will.
tiger's blood. Uh, I mean, sure.
There's
A
a
Charlie Sheen.
glamour put on it.
That's actually more what I was going for. There is a glamour on everything in. And I don't, it wasn't a Hollywood production per se, but it was big budget, right? HBO. So yeah, it was Hollywood box office.
Home
No,
box
wait, that's
office.
home box office.
But it kind of works, so it's okay.
But you see where I'm going. Like, the Hollywoodified beauty of the whole thing.
Hollywood budget
Charlie
offense.
Sheen.
Right. There it is. Hollywood budget offense. So that being the sort of like, of course even Brienne of Tarth is beautiful. You know?
Yes. But
Um
that's like, I mean, pretty much everybody on that show can get it. And I'm not just saying that because of Jason Momoa.
I'm sorry, what? I was distracted there for a yummy second. I mean Momoa second. I mean, what were we talking about?
I see what you did there.
Abs.
Instead of abs fab, there were fab abs.
Sure.
You know, I do not like ab fab.
I can
That's
understand
sad.
that. Because they are purely unlikable people.
Right?
Yeah, but Trevor, it's your humor. Like 100, well, not 100%, but it's your humor.
Because it's British?
It's,
Or because it's
well,
drugs and alcohol?
I mean, see, so you're adding up to it, but there's also like hidden extra meaning jokes in there that even I understand.
I mean, yeah,
Beyond
okay,
just, like,
okay, yes. All of that. But they're fundamentally unlikable people.
that's true, but that's 75% of TV.
Yeah, but how much TV do I watch anymore?
Well, apparently more than I am aware of, but
Not
zero.
really. I mean,
You know?
I
I
watch
think
this. I watch the same like 3 to 5 Britcoms on repeat. I watch occasionally a few new British mysteries here and there, and then I watch a lot of YouTube. I keep up with a lot of YouTube, and it has nothing to do with if the characters are fundamentally likable or unlikable. It's finding out what people's perspectives in the wider world are.
Fair enough. But with the internet, it's going to be a lot more awful people.
I mean, granted.
But that's
It's
because there's
also a
just a lot more
very.
people
I
in
mean,
general.
remember, I also carefully curate my YouTube. I'm
Hi,
very.
Crystal. Coming in with the raid feed.
Hey! Hi, Just Me Crystal. Thanks for the raid. Mwah, much love. Thank you.
You're saying we're under attack?
Yes, we are.
We're being raided?
But
We are
in the
being
nicest way
rated with
possible.
love. And we have got some shout outs to do.
All right.
Let's start with at Just Me Crystal.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to
Oh.
I'm just
Yeah.
racing you at this point, Trevor.
No, you're racing Cat.
Damn it.
At this point, I'm going to let you two race on that while I keep the. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Much love. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Snark tank.
The snark tank, is that what you just said?
Yes.
Yes, that's a good one.
Nice. I love that. That is funny. Gosh, what were we working on? It is a general
One.
chaos. Huh?
At what
Shiny
point?
squirrels. What were you saying?
Abs, pretty eyebrows.
Oh, Jason Yummy. Right.
Jason Momoa was the last big subject we talked about.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it went from boobs to Jason Momoa.
I see
We
no
are
problem.
Those are the
shoot.
last two things.
Wow, we are doing a chaotic episode this week. This is some chaos.
It went from boobs to moobs.
I'll take it.
Hey, just because they're muscle doesn't mean they're still not moobs.
It's still pretty.
I'm just distracted by, full frontal Momoa.
I wonder if he's banned in Texas too.
Well, that would be a mistake for Texas, 100%.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially because he's Aquaman, and they border water. They border the Gulf. Oh no, no, I'm not doing this one. Nope, somebody else has to take this one.
Damn it, Cat. All right, I can't do my job if Cat is in the room.
Yeah, you can. What is it? The Gulf of
Gulf of Cuba, United States, and Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
Gulf of Cuba, United States, and Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's got to be an easier way to say this. Can we just call it the Gulf of Mexico?
No. Write it down.
No,
Write it down with just the initials.
Just the
the
initials.
combined Gulf of Cuba, United States, Mexico.
Gulf I don't get it.
The first initial, each of those. And a lot of these things get
What acronym would you get?
And there
I'm just
he
joking you guys around.
goes.
He's just
Wow,
trying to force
just
them, what's his
just
name?
me, Crystal. That was So hi, welcome to Chaos, guys. Yeah. You came in on a
Just
joke
very
about
Yep.
yeah.
Well, I mean, as all
Seafoam.
things that start with Momoa, it ended in
Uh-huh.
a nice release.
I feel dirty somehow. And yet so relaxed. I think we'd better move along from this. I feel like we are drifting from the
This is a sticky situation.
yeah.
We should clean up our mess and get out of here.
Actually, I do also. I mean, we just got rated, so I feel bad about this, but we are also getting towards. We're coming up on 2.5 hours, so that's sort of a long time for our stream.
Well, did we cover everything?
I mean,
With the last one, yeah, I feel like we did. I feel like we've glazed that donut.
Ah, jeez.
no pants. I don't blame you for not wanting to swim there either.
You don't actually swim. It's like the Dead Sea. You kind of just float on top.
Doesn't mean that I want to bathe in it right now.
No, I wouldn't recommend bathing. Anything, washing clothes, no.
No. I should have known that this was gonna happen. I got everybody else in the same room. I saw this coming.
No, you didn't.
Like a teenager's sock drawer. Oh. Covered
Bless you.
everything like a
Good one.
teenager's sock drawer. Well played. Well played.
Hey, Trevor, I just have to say, the delivery.
Yeah.
Delivery. Ew. Oh.
You remember that short?
Yep. Oh, man. Well, friends, before this gets any worse, any crustier,
You just got to give me a couple minutes to recover.
I'm going to regret this. Okay,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
long do you need?
3 minutes. I'm not a
So to
teenager
fill-
anymore.
To fill 3 minutes. Peanut Gallery? How you doing
know.
on time? What?
I think the problem is there are too many seamen on the poop deck.
I have never had that problem, thank you.
Thanks for the upside. You missed this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ooh, shut down.
You can see the gears
Just remember,
grinding.
the next time I hear you wishing for something, I'm going to remind you of today's stream.
You know what, though? It has been a nice, lighthearted departure from sanity.
It has.
I was looking for anything else to say there, but no. This has just been a nice, lighthearted departure from sanity, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Sanity is overrated.
Agreed.
The time.
I wouldn't know. I don't know that I have ever had it. How many more shout-outs do we have to get through?
All of them.
All of them.
That is
Well played, Ink. Well played.
as far as I can tell.
Okay.
That's everybody that's popped up in chat that I can shout out.
Okay. Well, that should be everybody then. I feel like Brock. I feel like
No, you
you've
don't.
got at least one more. You're right. I don't ever feel like Brock. I feel like Trevor. I feel like you've got one more Voltron joke in there.
Well, I mean, we came together.
Damn it! There it was.
I think that was the point of today's episode. So
The climax of today's episode was like Voltron. We all came together.
It's a shame we didn't have these jokes when we were discussing the Tom Tom Festival and this year's theme of Evolve.
Oh, gosh. Yes. It's also a shame that I don't think we did most of that conversation on the air.
Nope.
We didn't. There was a reason for that.
I mean, it is Tom Tom Festival roundabout here these days.
is that what's going on this weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what's going on this weekend. As well as 420 and Easter. And I have two nieces who have birthdays tomorrow.
Oh,
Two.
You sure it's not the same niece that just moves really fast?
yeah.
Yes. Yes, I am sure. Because one of them is actually related to me by blood. The other one is not.
Yeah, but have you seen them in the same room together? Like me and Kat. How do you know we're not the same person? Never seen us in a room together. Like, come on now.
This is a fair question, except for the fact that the peanut gallery can see me and hear you and know that we're not the same person.
Yes,
I just
but
moved that fast.
also, I have no proof of what the peanut gallery can see or hear.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm Batman, but have you ever seen me in the same room with him?
You know what Peanut Gallery does at
Hey,
night?
I'm not saying I'm Batman, but have you ever seen me in the same room with myself?
Yes.
Good, because so have we. It's a little crowded in here.
This is why I insist we cover all mirrors.
High Fresh Drive AF.
Yeah, I don't have
I-
to worry about them here.
Damn
We
it,
just
Cat.
look at them.
Yeah, see, Team No Pants knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thought I was tripping. Yeah.
All right. If you look at your screen, you can just see a pair of cat toes sticking out over your shoulder.
Oh.
Is that me or is that you?
Ever.
Yes, that is because Pequeñito is over here sleeping on the bed behind me.
I believe that state is called plasma.
Mm-hmm. So, at one point, Pequeñito wiggled a paw, and No Pants saw it and was like, "Is that a cat?" Like, yep. Because the way he was laying down, all you could see was this random paw that was just sticking out. And the way it was sitting there for a little bit, it could have been a stuffy. It may not have been a cat.
Someone's slightly annoyed that I have woken him up, and then slightly annoyed that I stopped petting him after waking him up.
I mean, you can't half-ass both, Trevor.
They were lazily moving a leg at some point. I could only see the leg. Okay, yeah. And over the other shoulder is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that we're clear. Is that pet dog on this side, Pequeñito on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
Well,
of bad Nickelodeon cartoons,
I mean, yeah, they do sound like a pair from a... They sound like a pair from a middle of the week, middle of the day, middle of the road animated Nickelodeon cartoon.
I was just saying cat dog,
Oh, yeah, well, there's that too.
which kind of fits that description.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that too.
At least their names are different. They don't all sound the same, just spelled differently.
That is true.
I'm Daryl. This is my brother Daryl, and other brother Daryl.
I was thinking more of Ed and Eddie, but yeah.
Ed and Eddie, yeah. Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. Hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl.
Yeah.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, who also played E.B. Farnham in Deadwood, and also played the toy maker in the original uh
Unfortunately, I don't know where you're going, so I can't give you hints.
Right?
Harrison
Toys,
Ford.
Nokia.
No,
Regarding
Harrison.
Harry.
No,
I don't think he's done anything else. So
Harrison Ford, Rutger Hauer, Blade Runner.
Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Avatar, The Last Airbender. What is it?
You know, Pants
Ow.
says Newhart.
Red Dwarf! Red Dwarf! Blade Runner. Blade Runner. He was in Blade Runner.
You
Well,
want
I'm
me to
gonna
blow
go
your
make
mind real
ramen.
quick?
You all have fun.
Bye, Ink. Wow.
Carefully, Crystal. Please don't laugh and drop something on your toes.
Or laugh and spill hot grease. That
Or
would
just
be
not laugh.
dangerous.
But laughing is okay. Just laugh with,
Yeah, not laughing
careful
would be
responsibility while
painful
cooking.
to us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to really hurt us is to not laugh at us.
We're trying really hard, okay?
No boiling water either.
The guy from Newhart wasn't Blade Runner? Wasn't in Blade Runner?
Was in Blade Runner.
Was he? I thought he was the...
You said he was a toy maker in there.
I think he is. But I also can be very wrong about these kinds of things. I know
The
he
Kurt
played
Russell movie Soldier. Are you familiar with this?
Kurt Russell movie, Soldier.
Soldier. So
Vaguely.
that and Blade Runner are the same universe. When
Technically
he
so.
talks about seeing the Battle of Orion, we actually watched the Battle of Orion in Soldier.
And aliens
Interesting.
is part of that too.
Yep. Because the replicants are the precursor to the Weyland-Yutani's bishop models.
Oh,
Very interesting, which means that also so is Predator.
because they
Because we know aliens and Predator are...
yeah.
Puppy.
Give me 4 movies to prove this point.
Starting with Predator 2. When you
More
see
on
the...
a serious note, Prey was
Right.
an awesome movie.
What was?
And yes, Steve No Pants. It is true. The movie Prey,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is the newest Predator, I think.
Yeah.
It came out a couple years ago, but it is really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Hulu specific one.
They've got
Yeah.
The first Predator made by Disney.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so
the sequel
No
for that's
Pants
coming
is...
out this year.
Did we...
This year?
Wait,
All right, sweet.
did we clarify that it is the same person in Blade Runner and Larry, Daryl, and Newhart?
I don't know.
Nope, we have not.
I've never seen Blade Runner. So.
I've never finished Blade Runner.
Don't glitch out on me like that, Brock. You're my
Yeah,
memory
yes,
banks.
You and I have never watched it together. I've never seen it.
Wait, that's not where I'm going. Don't glitch out on me like that right now. I need my memory banks functional.
Oh, good. Steve No Pants was quicker on IMDb than I was.
William Sanderson. Okay, William Sanderson. Okay.
I was going to do it, but I'm pretty sure Kat was going to beat me to it, so I just stopped.
That's fair. And
Lesser
he
known
played
warlock
E.B.
from
Farnham. Huh? What now?
The unidentified brother of the Sanderson sisters.
As I said, the lesser known warlock from Salem.
He played a cop on the True Blood Vampire series too. Oh,
Oh,
neat.
I only got through 99% of that show.
I got through the first 2 seasons and lost interest and started going off the rails or jumping the shark, whatever you want to call it.
I know I watched the whole thing several times. I don't remember most of it.
Oh wait, I said the S word and we didn't go into a random fact spew.
What?
I said the S word and we didn't go into a random fact spew.
What S
About
word?
I'm
them being
supposed to be edited.
around the galaxy twice.
Oh, yeah. You weren't listening clearly at that point.
Okay, good
I
point.
I still missed it.
Good.
I can't hear you. I don't have my glasses on.
I need to find stuff. Do we have any emojis that have that in there?
No, not that I know of. Of course, I haven't looked through all the emojis and I don't have access to most of them.
Well, I will look through the emojis and see if we have any of that. Let's see.
Felt like a play on Gomer Pyle. I only saw some of True Blood because my ex watched. Okay. I have. I watched it with a couple of different people, and I have emotional ties to it. And because one of them is no longer with us, it would be hard for me to rewatch it now. You know, that's the curse of living too long. You end up with emotional attachments to everything. That,
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure they don't have any emotional attachments.
What?
All right, you're going off on the wrong direction from where he's going off.
I know. I'm continuing on the joke that I started that he didn't catch.
Would that make them vampires?
See, I said the show went off the rails or jumped the shark, and then I said the S word, and we didn't go into a random fact spew.
Aha! Shark! Did you
It's going to
know
be a week coming
that
up
the
because it's going to be
North
really difficult to
Star
not say that.
is younger than sharks?
Okay, I'm curious. No, I did not.
Yeah. Sharks.
Also, Saturn's rings are younger than sharks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not setting you up for a joke here.
No. This
Nope.
is random facts spew. When we say shark, we say these things because
Of course, my favorite is the fact that they have been around. They have made 2 galactic revolutions
they've
in
been
their
around
time
the
of existence.
galaxy twice. They have literally been around the block, baby.
Sharks aren't the only ones, though.
I mean,
Fungus.
no, but they're one of the oldest creatures.
And the fact that they are a complex, a large complex life form that has done this.
Cellular organism.
Unchanged. Multicellular organism that has done this relatively unchanged. Like the shark that you see now is the same as the shark that was there two revolutions around the galaxy ago,
It's a damn old shark.
right?
Disagree. The sharks from that long ago were wearing like loincloths. They had bones.
They had to run to make their cargo.
See, if you look at sharks now, they've all got like airbuds and caffeine addictions and shit.
I mean, you know,
Shark
they're
stones.
along with the orcas getting all that stuff off the yachts they overturned. So it makes sense that they've got the caffeine buzz.
No, actually, that was after the first galactic revolution, but they have devolved, or their society has fallen since the second galactic revolution, and they are back to where they are now.
Ah,
Uh,
I you know, see no reason for it to not be true. Well, friends, this has been, like I said,
Another 35 minutes of saying goodbye. What are we from
another
Virginia?
35 minutes of insanity. And we're going to wait another 30 seconds until we're back from break before we start trying to say goodbye again anyway.
So we're going for a South Midwestern goodbye.
Yes. Let's see.
When we come back from break, why don't you explain to us what a South Midwestern goodbye actually is?
Yeah.
Last time I fell for this, it was a Texas belt buckle.
Oh,
I'm not so
gosh.
sure I want to get into
I
this
am
one
so
again.
okay. I do have to apologize this because that was one of my family members.
Yeah.
That was
You know,
cousin.
fool me 3 or more times. I feel like shame on me.
Oh my god! And I didn't even see what was coming around until I turned around. It's like,
Yeah.
oh
No idea what's going on.
Jesus!
Well, if somebody ever asks you if you know what a Texas belt buckle is, just say yes and move on as fast as you can.
Yeah, don't look. Don't look.
Don't say no. What is it? Whatever you do.
Right.
This is like blue waffle level. Like, just go ahead and ignore it.
I'm just
Okay.
yeah. Your life's better not knowing.
Yes, 100%.
Did you see
I
the Eggo mermaid waffles?
what?
Years ago,
So, like, year before last.
Eggo did like this random series of like children's themed waffles, and one of them was mermaid waffles. And guess what? They were blue.
Oh, jeez.
Oh gosh! Why? Why?
Not
Who?
show them to a 12-year-old boy and ask.
I think that's one where you show them to a 13-year-old boy. It's got to be a teenager for that one.
Maybe, maybe not.
Who?
I am not making this up.
Nope, 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 you're not, because I bought them. Because I had to.
All right, friends. That's where we say goodnight. Wow, that just really wow. I am not getting sucked into a discussion about blue waffles. There is no. We're
All right.
done.
You're not getting sucked into it because you started it.
I did.
Oh, turned out to be a better troll than you. Oh. Did you start this conversation? I really don't know.
I don't remember. I was smoking weed at the time, man.
Well, when you explained it,
It started with the Texas belt
waffle was
buckle.
like a
Oh God.
waffle. That's where that came from. So yes, you started this branch of the conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's on me.
Yes, it is
You can
on
blame
you.
Coach for that.
The Texas belt buckle is on you.
It's because of me. Yes, 100%. All right, you gonna try to close it down for real this time?
I am. Thank you, friends, for being here. Thank you, Brock. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Thank you, Code Inc.
I
for stopping
apologize
by.
again to your sanity.
Psh, what sanity?
I was talking about our viewers.
No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
What sanity? If they're watching us, they have to have given up a while ago.
Or they didn't know what they were getting into.
This is true.
Yep.
The apology.
So thank you. Yes, thank you, Coding. Thank you, Team No Pants. Thank you, Just Me Crystal. Thank you, Fresh Drive AF. Thank you. I'm watching you people. Thank you.
Roboku.
Roboku, yes. Thank you, Roboku. Thank you, the Roboku. Swevicus.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Yeah, good luck on
Swevicus.
that one.
Thank you, the Wild RX. All right, there we go. That was everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Much love to everybody. Thank you all. Thank you to all our lurkers. Thank you to everybody for sticking around. This has been Chaos. General Chaos. General.
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 Doctor.
Doctor. General. General Doctor. General Hospital. Hospital. Now is the time on the show when I say stick around for the raid. And then I say, now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA double deuces. We're out, y'all.
I wrote a 16 times.